Hello? Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another CreamCatCorner stream. So, a funny thing about this game, I did play this game last week. A funny thing about this game last week that I managed to play the game and I managed to get a high score of 10,230. That is my personal best. And turns out I can actually do much better. And thank you to Nero Stranger. Um, they are a viewer of mine on Twitch, and then also the one that gives me tips about this game on my sorry, not Twitch, on my Discord server. So thanks for the tip. And apparently, I lose some of the quests, so that might be the reason why my score is a little bit low. So this time we are gonna try it again and see whether or not we can get at least a higher score than this, and hopefully pay more attention to what it was shown to us in the game. So without further ado, let's go into the new game. Also, last week, last week I was playing this game on a controller. So this time I am playing it on my mouse and keyboard, which I don't remember what. I'll figure it out. Let's go. Okay, C and X is to zoom in and zoom out. Left click, spin around. Oh, okay. I only need to focus on the WASD key. Okay, so what do we feel today? Um, Hello, Vigor. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? We're back again in Dorfromantik. Apparently, I cannot read the instruction. For example, this. Add at least 2 water pieces to fulfill this quest. And apparently, there are some quests that require a specific amount. You cannot be more or less. What? What a joke. I cannot read. But this time, I strive to be at least much better. Okay, so, this house. Ooh, you saw a new series, new episode of a series on YouTube you saw, and a funny video of like 20 second. Ooh. What is it about? Let's do this. Ooh, yes, yes, please. Okay, that has been fixed. Oh my goodness. Okay, I need to be more careful about this. Apparently, I cannot do it like this. Okay, that's okay. We just have to start from scratch. Interesting. Do I want to do it like this? Okay, yeah, let's do it like that. Okay, what about houses? Houses? There's a train track? Oh my god, I didn't realize that. Uh-oh. Interesting. Do it like this? Yeah, that's good enough. Ooh, okay. This could work. If you want, you can show me the funny video. Okay, yeah, sure. When I had the time, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna watch it, okay? Okay, this guy. Interesting. Maybe let's do it like this and... Ooh, 9 houses. There. Done. How easy was that? Again, I shouldn't be too cocky. The last time, things go south very much quickly. Ooh, a water source. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Okay, such as this. Here's the thing. This guy, this tile to be exact, require exactly seven tiles of houses. So, that could be a problem, but we have this. So I don't think it's gonna be much of a problem. Ooh. Okay, this could work. 27 plus houses. Nice. Okay, I only need one more houses. Ooh, a train track. This would do. A water bed. Ooh, okay, which one? I am gonna go with this. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, houses. Oh, okay, this could work actually. Okay, not this one. It requires a very specific number of houses. Oh, okay. A train track. Okay, a simple empty plot of land should go maybe around here, I guess. Yeah. Train tracks, body of water. Okay, that fits nicely. Okay, forest. We have this. Great. Ooh, a singular house. Ah. Oh? Okay, actually, I should prioritize the train tracks because I remember track tiles are really pain in the ass to combine. And look at that, we have this. Nice. Now we have an empty tiles. This could be great here. Ooh, a waterfront, a body of water alongside with a three-way junction track. Interesting. I can't put it here. Oh, I mean I can, but it's not gonna be pretty because of the train tracks. Yeah, I'm gonna go with interesting. Shoot. Okay. This way, I guess. Man. Okay. That's okay. Sure. Oh my God, what is this? Okay, it fits. I'll take it. I'll take it. Forest. Ooh. Ooh, okay, this one can fit into this. How nice. Yes, perfect. Okay, forest. The reason why I put so much forest style in this case is because they usually put a quest requiring forest count to be hundreds. So I thought, why not? Why not set up for success right from the beginning? Okay, see? Like this. It requires 198 plus. Just as I was saying. Okay, this should go here? Yeah, it should go here. Okay, what about this? Oh my god. Oh, hello, Nero. Hello, hello. When did you come into the stream? Hello and welcome. Okay, okay, Vigor, I will do it. I will watch the video. Actually, let's watch it now. Before I forgot to watch the video. Okay, let's. Okay, can I? Okay, let's pause Can I not pause? I can. And then let's do this and this. Nope. Okay, let's do this. Do this. Yeah, okay. Oh man, I wish I could mute the... You know what? I am gonna do it like this. Uh, how to? Okay, sorry about that. And let's do this. What is this gonna be, Vigor?
I think we have a Russian in our team. Hello? Hello? Are you from Russia?
No, I'm from England, America!
So fun. Who's your president?
Michael Jordan!
I think we have a Russian in our...
Okay. Is this a one that you want to show me? A Russian a Russian spy. And why Michael Jordan though? So, what about your new series, episode of a series that you saw on YouTube? What about that? England, America. Yeah, that was funny. Hey, technically that is correct because America was founded um from the colonial. Is it colonial? No. It was some people that got sick of England, go go to the land of America and colonize that land. Okay, whatever. Gonna go back here and turn on. Yeah, like that. Michael Jordan mostly cause Russia has no idea about America precedents. Hmm. Oh yes, I do remember that. Hell of a boss. Yes, I do know. I do remember you telling me about that. Also, Nero, this looks pretty tidy for now. Ooh, it can be a little bit. This is just the beginning. And look at my score. Just a measly 2000 for now, but I hope I can reach a higher amount. Ooh, a higher amount this stream. Okay. Oh, they released a new episode yesterday. I see. The goal is to get 100k. Oh no. The highest score I've gotten is like 10k something. I'm lucky if I get like what 15k. But we are gonna try. Okay, this might work. Okay, that interesting. Uh-oh. I'll take it. Nice. Okay, another train track. 10k is like 10%. You're right. You're right. Hey, this this section of the town is horrendous. Oh my god, a huge swath of forest. Okay, so far so good. Okay, I think I am gonna put the houses in this area. Ooh, a water train station. That looks cool, so I'm gonna put it. I am gonna put it in the middle here. Okay, bunch of empty land with a field. I maybe should put it here. Thing. Houses. Can I put it here? Sure, why not? Oh my god. Thank goodness. Sure. Why not? Then this plan. Interesting. Should I try to close off this lake, what body of water, and become a lake? Or should I expand on this place? You know what? I'm gonna expand on this. Whoops. A singular house with a huge patch of land. Not something that you would like to see in this case, but I guess this would do fine. Just okay, we have split. Split here is good. Also, the best thing about this place, this game, is that if you look at this, it is a very dynamic game. You see from the water train station looking thing, put it like this. Okay, you won't see. You can see that the gate was closed, is closed, and if you spin it around, and it opens whenever the path is open. So cool. The little attention to detail like that is really cool. Okay, perfect. You like that? It looks like a speech bubble with the number of tiles left belongs to the cat. Oh my god, I didn't realize that. Oh my god. The cat is telling me how many tiles I have left. Water stations are pretty important as they can connect railways with water. What? You mean this? This one? Are you sure about this? You mean I can connect train tracks onto this? Am I am I misreading? Yeah, you can put the train tracks over a lake with them. You Are you for real? Oh my god, I didn't. Okay. Okay, maybe not this one, huh? Okay, you know what? We're gonna try it when we have the chance. Vigor. Also, yeah, in a Roblox game, Doors you played. Okay, I remember. They will add one new modifier, which will be hell. Oh no. As if the game was not hell enough. People like to make it even more harder. I can try with the next tile to see how it connects. Oh, okay, this one. Okay, will do. Um, but okay. Oh, you're right. Actually, you're right. Interesting. Okay, so it makes sense for it to be connected here then. Okay, but since I already have this active quest, I might as well try to finish it. Since we do have this tile, I can see it. Hopefully I'm making the right decision here. Okay, a train track. Oof, 300 trees. Ooh, that's gonna be a lot. Why do you give me this fragmented tiles? Hello? Houses. Um, okay. That. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh man, it requires a very. Okay. Okay, so what is our strategy right now? I can. I can put it. No. No, you can't. I mean, technically I can. If I put it like this and then have another tile, I must finish this quest first before I can connect this tile. Okay, interesting. Okay, that means I must open a new tile like this. What? Why not? Why not try? Uh, Nero, you love how this game always produced the worst possible train network. I mean, yeah, look at this. It leads to nowhere. I mean, and this. What does this leads to? The water station doesn't lead anywhere. Hello? Vigor, so this modifier will give you 60% plus knobs. It will be called chance of death, and basically increases the chances of all entities by 20%. Oh my god, okay. Uh uh Screeches chances are 2.1 increase to 22.1 in dark rooms. Oof, that is a really high percentage. Rush, instead of having 5.4, it will be 25.4. Ooh, 20% increase. And in the greenhouse, it will be 45% per door. Oof, almost half a percentage. Your favorite thing, Nero, is connecting two train tracks ending to each other, resulting in a tiny and usable blob of railway. Oh, I think I did it in the last stream. Such as like this, right? On this train track. The worst combination will be this combination now. Oh no. This one? Actually, it's not that bad. Still we still have a connecting piece of land here. So I'm gonna put it here. Oh no. 71 houses? Oh, okay. Sure. Ooh, a body of water. Nice. Perfect. another body of water. Okay, that's interesting. Trees. Let's see, where can I put trees? And I can't put it here, huh? Okay. I need to keep an open space to put my trees on in. So I'm gonna put it in such a way like this, so that whenever we have a connecting tiles, we can connect the two tiles together. Interesting. Oof, okay. Not optimal, but I'll take it. Interesting. I don't know what to do with this side. I'll choose to ignore it for now. Let's focus on this side of the town first. Ooh, okay, this one is good. We can connect a lot of stuff, so we're gonna put it here. Houses, houses. I need to expand on the housing. Do I want to go upward or downward? You know what, I'm gonna go upward. Why not? Ooh, look at this. 3 connecting tiles of field. Sounds good. I'm gonna take it. Okay, interesting. Okay, I am gonna go with this. Then connect the two like this. Nice. Have a straight river like this. So put it like this. House. Can we do anything about this house? And ooh, we can put it here. Okay. Oh my god, I need a lot of space for the trees, huh? Nice. We got additional tiles from the trees. Interesting. Oh, okay. I remember the train tracks. Man, the train tracks that have a fork is really bugging me. It's always the one that requires a lot of attention. That requires a lot of attention. Okay, what if I do this and I put another one here? Sure. Hopefully we can find something that can connect this to this. It's gonna be such a rare tile, I guess. Wouldn't it be a funny tile to have like a train track that connect this to this and then have it connected to, let's say, a body of water that have a quest on it. Oh my god. Okay, what about... Can't put it there. Put it here. Sure. Forest. Ooh. Thing. Okay, let's focus on the top part. Yeah, okay. Here we have this huge forest. Connect this or this or this. Hey, let's do it like this, I guess. Nice. Another straight river. Interesting. Okay, this one could work. Ooh, what is this? Ooh, I can do it like this. Yeah, we can make a huge lake here. Okay, that could work. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, this one requires a very specific number of field. Okay. Yeah, let's do it like... Oh dang, okay. Can't do it like that. We do it like this. Sure, why not? Okay, a huge train track. Oh god, okay. This way. I'm not gonna go into this. I feel like I should end the train tracks here, otherwise it's gonna interfere with the housing area in this place. So let's go with this housing area. Oh god, specific number 20. Specific number should go here. Okay, that works. That works in our favor, actually. Sure. Oh my god, is that 500? Uh-oh. Okay. 500 trees. Okay, that works. Okay, now we have three of this. Interesting, interesting. We are approaching this static small town. That's gonna be a problem if I don't deter it quickly. Interesting, interesting. Now we have this. Okay, yeah, that looks great. Ah, I could have sworn that this could fit here, but it's not. Are you kidding me? Okay, whatever. Maybe go like this. Oh man, I wish that um we get the option to end the train tracks here. That would be great. Oof, okay, what to do, what to do? Why not? Uh-huh. Oh my god. I'm so sorry about that, Vigor. This game is so somehow really attention grabbing so far that I have missed the chat a couple of times. Hey, okay, so the worst combination will be this combination. Chance of death that increase by 20% thing. Again and again. Plus room for more, plus rush hour. Cost at door 2. You will have most likely 4 ambushes, 7 rushes. Oh god. 3 A60s and 1 A120. Attack at door 2 only. Oh my god, and only at door 2 that early? You won't be able to get to door 10 with that. Yes, that is really unfair. You got dogpiled by by the enemy at that point. Epic train loops? Oh, thank you, Nero. We love the unnaturally straight river in the middle. You mean like this? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense in nature. Oh no, we have entered hyperfocus mode. Yes. Somehow I do get distracted by the stuff that is happening. If I were to be enter a hyperfocus mode, I would not speak at all. Okay, so thank goodness that the trees, there's not a specific number of trees that I have to plant. I can just go around my merry way and plop it any way I want. Oh, thank goodness we didn't kill off this plot of field. Speaking of that, I could do this. Ooh, okay, this is gonna be quite difficult. Do I want this, or this? Or do I want this? You know what? It is much safer here, so I'm gonna put it there. Okay, train tracks makes sense for it to go further away from this. I'm gonna put it here. Forest can be. Why not? Why not? Actually, no. I'm gonna expand on this top side here. Yes. So far, the forests have been giving us a lot of tiles, and I, for that, am thankful. Thankful for that, because otherwise our tiles would have been reduced to such low number by now. Speaking of low number, what kind of forest is this? Actually, yeah, I'm gonna put it here. Nice, perfect. Also, what makes a tile perfect? Uh, I don't understand why this specific train tracks perfect. For me personally, it's not as perfect because there's this like a patch of forest mixed in with this open field, surrounded by only white connections. What? Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't realize that. So for example, like this, there's a red border around this tile. So it's not a perfect tile thing. It's easy to miss, yeah. I could have sworn that is simply saying that, oh, it's not, you are cutting off a certain part of it. Turns out, everything about this game has meanings. Okay, sure. Okay, this forest tile can be placed. Ooh, we should go this way, huh? Interesting. Okay. That that the only one? Yeah, that's the only one. A field in the middle of the forest. Yeah. Look at this. It's like some cult decided to open a field. I mean, for this house, it makes sense because this house might be planting some green in such a way that it's manageable to do. But this one, I don't know what happened here. Definitely not my problem. Okay, I should expand to this. I remember that there's something special about uncovering tiles in that section. Ooh, this house. This house, sure. How can I finish up this town thing? Let's do it like this. It's gonna be difficult for us to finish this because it requires such low amount of houses. Okay, let's let's put it here. This one has 4 houses, like the game Fire Emblem 4 houses. Sure. A river? Hmm. Oh. Oh, okay. Wait, I'm just curious. I'm just gonna place it here. You can! Oh my god. That is a huge game changer. I can place the water station in the middle of this. Okay, I didn't realize I could do that. But I would. Uh-huh. Wait. Does it? No, you can. You can divert the train And it doesn't end the twin tracks quest. Oh my god. I didn't realize that. Okay, actually, yeah, I'm gonna think this through. I'm definitely putting this here. Hello. There's 600 plus. Oh, forest that I need to take into consideration. Such a tiny, tiny forest. Okay, I need two houses. Can you give me two house? Thank you. Okay, this is this is gonna be difficult because not as difficult, I guess. Houses, and put houses here. Oh, okay, this can help. Oh my god, that is so funny. Okay, a body of water that requires specific number, sorry, not specific. 23 plus water line. Do I dare put it here? Or do we spend? I feel like we better off expanding, huh? Oh my god, what is this? No. Oh god, okay. I forgot. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna put it here and then put it here. Yeah. It's like a delta. There's a lot of patches of land, build up land. Funny thing about a delta, this place should not have a delta because everything is so flat. Ooh, a connecting land. What happened with my accent there? Okay, that is really risky because now we only have one. But thankfully, the next files we have this option. Body of water, can I put it? I can. Ooh. I can put it here, but there's a forest. Okay, you know what? That's fine. Oh, come on. 3 houses? They are really testing me with this. Okay, that's okay. Oh god, I can't. I'm not taking any chances. And put it here, huh? No, I can't. That sucks. Okay, let's think this through. Can put it here. But what if we have a chance to put 2 house here? Oh, we can put it here. Duh. Hey, you know what? Fine. Put it here. Put it here. Oh man. What's up with this? I had a really hard time finishing up this. Okay, that's okay. Let's go this side. Ooh, a body of water. Okay, I should expand on this side. Let this be a huge island in the middle, I guess. That makes sense. Oh. Oh, yes, I can do it like this. Yes, thank you. Okay, the cross section. Uh-oh. Interesting. Okay. Put it here, I guess? There. Are you kidding me? You're giving me 5 houses? Interesting. 2 houses, yes! Thank you! Oh my god. My prayers have been answered. Yay! Oh. Okay. Okay, I'm just curious. If I put it like this, that means the only way for me to continue on with this quest, I only need to put a train track here, right? Okay. So then maybe I should expand it somewhere else like this. Why not? Might regret it, but don't take any risk. Ooh, 72. Okay, not a lot, but that will do. Houses. I can put it here. Ooh, yay! Okay, we did finish this quest, so that's good. Nice. Okay, how to do, can I put it here? You know what, yeah, why not? Oh, forest. Where is it? This one. Something. Okay, we managed to get another quest done. Ooh, what is this? A tree built toward the spot to uncover a special tile. Almost. We are almost there. 46 houses to be specific. What about the house we have right now? Oh, no, it's not. Oh, hey, that is manageable, I guess. Okay, oof, okay. Gonna be a little bit. And put it here, just for the sake of getting this perfect tile. Oh my god, what is this? Yes, yes, yes. What is this? Oh no. No. It requires a field all for nothing. Oh my god, look at look at this monstrous forest that we make. What the heck am I doing? Okay, that's okay, doable. We just have to. Oh my god, there's another one. Just have to take things slow. Okay, put it here. Okay, forest, we should distribute the length downward. What is up with this? Tiles. Why not? Houses. That houses can connect here. Actually, yes, you can connect here. Patch of land, patch of land. Where can I put this? Here? Here. Forest, forest. Do we have an active quest for the forest? No, we don't. But we do have active quests for the fields, so why not? Put it like that, or I can expand on this. Sure, why not? Okay, okay, let's take a break for a bit and let me let me read the chat first. Oh my god. Oh god, okay. Where is it? Put the water station into the weird railway corner like this. The only one. Oh gosh. Vigor, you're playing a mobile game, but its shop, unlike the other game, has really good deals. Oh, what kind of games are you talking about, Vigor? Long Forest. For example, for only 50 cent, you get 1,000 gold, 380 gems, and a giant chest. The internet has tainted me. I think of something else about that. Or only for 69 cent, you get 500 gems. Yeah, for only 68 cent, less than a dollar. I assume it's a dollar. Yeah, that is really cheap. Also, how how much do you use each gold or gem? Because, for example, if you got 50 cent and you only got 1,000 gold, but the currency that uses gold uses like 10,000 gold, then that is really expensive. For $5. Uh, yeah, I do agree with Nero here. Sounds tempting, but I don't know about the game. The game is kind of cool. Some cards have cool design. Ooh, interesting. You only have the game for 4 days, Nero, and you're already level 6 at Arena 3. Ooh, and you are number 62 in local leaderboard. You have no money just seeing the prices. Okay. Also, if you share the game and someone downloads it from the link, not only they get 100 free gems, you also get 500 free gems. 69% worth of gems? Yeah. Okay. Uh, Whoa. New Eldritch Horror? You mean this long? Or is it this? I'm not sure which one you talk about. Uh, hey Nero. Now we can commit chat crime? Our crime spree has been cut short. Gold is used for upgrading cards, and gems are used to either open chests instantly or get more gold. I see. So the how much does it cost to upgrade a card? How much gold do you need? That way we can see whether or not it is worth the price that you are paying. Depends on the rarity. We see. Oh, speaking of card game, I've heard so much about the Marvel Snap card game that is also a free game. I mean, you can buy certain stuff in the game, but it's mostly for cosmetic purposes. I personally haven't played Marvel Snap, nor am I that big into Marvel Universe. I used to, but it gets too complicated. So I decided to take a time off from Marvel. Okay, I need to drink some water. For example, an epic card to go to level 8 it costs 1,500 gold. But gold, what? But gold, if you don't want to spend money, you get it from winning. From chests with gems. Oh, okay, interesting. A little bit confusing, but I gotcha. So it costs like uh around $2.5 if you need to pay with real life money. Yeah, do tell me about the free ways that you can get gold or and chest. Okay. Man, this game surprisingly requires a lot of focus. Okay, let me take a little bit of a break. Okay, so right now Also, yeah, I'm taking this time to think. I'm not sure what kind of game that I want to play since we are approaching the middle of September and next week is gonna be 16, 7, 16 and 17th. So on the 30th September, I do want to start on spooky games because it is almost October. So, hmm, yeah, on Sunday, on the 1st of September, I'm gonna play something spooky games, but I'm not sure what kind of games I'm gonna play just yet. It might be something that I already have in my Steam library or something new. Not sure yet. Um, the question is what kind of games I'm gonna play next week because we do have 2 weeks left before we reach October. I'm not sure what kind of game I'm gonna play just yet. Um, I don't want to play spooky games just yet. Let me see. Interesting. Uh, I do know. I do know what kind of game I'm gonna play, so hmm. There is a game that is quite popular nowadays for the speed running community. It's called a game called Pseudo Regalia. Um, I've I've seen a lot of people playing that, and it seems like a really cool game. It has a really um, PS1 like graphic, and it looks really beautiful, and it's all about movement game. So I'm interested to try that. So we have 2 weeks left to try that game. So why not? Spookymon! Yay! Yeah, I'm so excited for that, Hero. So, Vigor, like daily, you can see ads to get loot chests that have cards, medium amount of gold, and a couple of gems. With one ad, you get 20 gems. Sharing, get 500. 450 gems get you 100k gold at the shop. You get chests after winning a fight. Get 3 free chests daily. 6 free chests daily, depending. And maybe you get a bit of gold after winning matches and doing quests, plus there are rewards in the trophy room. See, okay. So you basically do not need to spend a lot of money in order to do some progression in that game. That's good, that's good. Okay. Maybe even guaranteed epic. Ooh, okay. Nice. Okay. Let's get back into the game, shall we? Oh my god, every single time I look at this monstrosity I called the forest. Okay, so what are we gonna do? We have houses. Okay, interesting. I still haven't found this connecting railroad. What is up with that? Okay. Um, the next water station should go up into the railway monster on the top. It might make a lake and connect both. This one? Oh, interesting. Why didn't I think of that? Interesting, interesting. Okay, so that means I can do my connection like this. Ooh, 800 plus forest. Whoa, okay. So all in all, I still have like less than 1k of a forest by this noodly configuration. Yeah, okay, where should we put it? Let's put it like this, or like this, like this. Okay, house. Still have this problem. Okay, what about... Still have this to deal with. Interesting, okay, maybe put it... I feel like I'm gonna regret putting it like this, but let's try it. Another of this contraption. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put it on top here. Then put forest. Put it here. Okay, nice. Still manage to do that. We need less than 4 houses. Sorry, 5 houses. Interesting. So we have a huge forest here, so we are gonna focus on this. And what's up with this fragmentation pattern? Ooh, specific number of houses? What? I haven't finished this. Oh, come on. Okay. Okay. You know what? We are gonna start a new housing development project here. Ooh, okay. Okay, yeah, do it like that. Got a perfect tile. Am I gonna make a new long river? You know what? Why not? Okay, okay, we can. Ah, I was so excited. I thought that was 5 houses, but it's not. It's 4. Okay, you know what? Oh, oh, finally. Okay, what did I say? A train track that connects this and this, but has a body of water attached to it. And look what we have here. Oh, it makes a heart. Look at this. A heart. Oh, that's lovely. I didn't expect it to be like that, but I'll take it. Oh my god, you guys are putting fire in my chat. Oh no. Someone put out the fire with water. Oh my god. No. Stop this fire. What happened to the fire? Curse lit. The emote. Let's commit more crimes. The more tiles sound kind of similar to the new chatter sound. What do you mean by that, Nero? New chatter sound? Let's go for a sneaky arson. Okay. Don't you know that it's a crime to commit arson? Okay. Thing. I can connect it like this. And oh my god, you need a specific number of railroad. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it like this. House. Then connect it like this. Nice. 900 forests. Okay, then we have this field. I am getting the hang of this. Ah, okay. Nice, nice. Ooh, a water station. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna put it here. Why not? That is a house. Still need to finish up with this land. Why not? An empty plot of land. 5 houses can be put here. Field can be put here. Oh my god, it requires 115 plus houses. Now you want houses? That doesn't seem fair. Okay, interesting. So I only need a straight train line. Oh my god, okay. Undo, undo, undo. Think we can connect it down here. Oh my god, yes. A body of water. I want to end it like this. I want to have options like this. You know what? I'm gonna close off this. Put it here. Ooh, what is this? Houses. Have 5 houses. Let's put it here. Okay. More open field. I can put it here. Can I? Sure, why not? Okay, this one requires 24 houses specifically. Okay, so if I put it here, then I need to specifically deal with this first. I need 4 houses. Okay, I see that. You know what? I am just gonna hope that it's gonna work out. Hopefully, without discarding any of the quest. Oh my god. I can feel that it's chugging my PC a little bit. Okay, interesting. We managed to fulfill that quest. Oh, okay, this one has exactly 4 houses. That's good. Fields of land that have. What I am gonna put it here. Little vent of crack can be put here, or do we? Okay, I feel like it's gonna be better put it like this. Like this. I don't even know anymore. Be like this. Oh, hello? New biome unlocked. Enchanted. Ooh, I didn't realize that. Okay, okay. Collect 50,000 points in total. Thing. Don't have this to worry about. The color scheme is really pleasing to the eyes, though. Okay, this one require 30 plus green track. And put it here. Forest, forest. Nice. Okay, and then okay, I'll take it. A huge village of land of houses could go here. Actually, no. I want to expand further inland. Build these 4 tiles with houses. If that makes any sense. Interesting, interesting. Do I want to put it here or somewhere else? I am gonna put it here. 1,100 plus forest. Put it like that. Okay, that's good. Okay, this requires specific 2 houses. Wait. Oh, okay. I thought it's not counting towards this. Apparently they do. Sure. Oh, snap. Okay. This one can put it here. Yeah, okay, that works in our favor. Nice. Oh my god, our tiles is getting lower and lower. Used to have like 40 something, and our score is only 90, sorry, 9,000. Just 10k short. Okay, this might work. Okay, okay, our number of tiles is gradually getting up there, so that's good. Ooh, do we want to make the huge lake? I think we do. Yeah. Oh no. Okay, this one requires 10, specific 10. Okay, thankfully we have this as our feel safe. Okay, that's good. $145 houses. Gonna be tough, I can tell. Okay, apparently I think we can't put it here, right? Can, oh my god. Okay, that can work. So we're gonna go with that. Also, this can be worked into this green track. What else? What else can we do? Okay, I need to also keep in mind I need 2 houses. 2 houses for that specific area. Oh shoot, okay, sorry. Okay, that work. A huge forest. Put it here. Lake. Lake. A lake. And I can put it here. Sure. Do I want to put... Do I want to expand further, or should I... You know what, I should put it like this. Houses, houses, houses. Let's put it like this. Ooh, okay, this one can fit here. let's do it like that. Like this. You want to keep an option to keep this connected. Forest with a patch of field running through it. Okay, you know what? Why not? Yeah, I need to keep a bird's eye view of stuff because I feel like I might be hyper focusing on a certain area and not look at certain place. And put it here, but what about this? What about this area? 26. Oh, okay, that is really disorienting. Here, yeah, 18 is good. Oh, I can put it here. Nice. Okay, that really worked in our favor there. Interesting. House. Okay, train tracks. I know that we have that running down here. Is it the only way? The only one? I think so. You can put it up here. That's gonna be a problem, but okay. What about put it here? Thing. My God, look at this. The forest is really a monstrosity on its own. Ooh, a water station. Water station, maybe I can put it here. Oh, look at this. Look at how cute it is. Yes. Okay, that really go to our favor there. Good. Really, really. Okay, houses. How can I put this house? The next style is 3 houses. Interesting. Okay. Here. Put this house here. Oops. I always misclick stuff. Getting more and more difficult, huh? Two houses. Yes, I do need two houses. Yes. Okay. Good for us. Oh, what? What did we accomplish? Oh, interesting. I didn't even realize that. But okay. This can be a little bit. Oh, okay, we can connect the two. That's really good. Okay, this one requires specific number of tiles. Why not? Oh man, we have only 12, huh? Okay. We put it here like this. We need a water station, right? But what if we put it up here? Hey, that might work. Might work. Is the keyword here? Oof, okay, we are in trouble. We don't have a lot of tiles left. Let's just focus on making the best of what we have, okay? Train track? Oh no. Forest, like this. Oh, okay, nice. A beaver dam, okay. I can feel that we are almost reaching the end here. Okay. That tiles out of this. Self-sufficiency 1. Close 5 field groups with at least 10. What? What is this? Close 5 field group with at least 10 fields in total. I don't even understand what it wants here. Am I... Close 5 field groups with at least 10 fields in total. I don't even know. We have exceeded the number of tiles for that. Can we put it here? No. Okay. And are you kidding me? I'm so sad. Okay, you know what? Whatever. I am gonna put it here. Okay, which one should I first? This one is 18. This one is 15. 15 is much closer, right? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with this. Ooh, this one. Built like this. I can feel it. It is almost the end. I don't really have that much. Sure. And the final piece. Ta-da! Okay, at least we managed to get a new high score of 11,520 points. That is an increment, I guess, from the original 10k something. So that's good. I am just curious. Yeah, 10,230, and today we got 11,520. So that's I consider good. We managed to make considerably more functional town this time. Like a field surrounded by, oh sorry, closing means making it impossible to expand it further. Like a field surrounded by forest is considered closed off. Oh, you mean like this? Like this. Uh-huh, and like this. And like this. We've subconsciously done it. Okay. Okay. I guess my poor little brain, my little brain cells couldn't piece the two and two together. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. I didn't realize that vigor is is already gone. Oh no. Uh I literally have two viewers. Hey, that's oh god, that's okay. Thankfully, the arson in the chat doesn't spread. uh Nero, that's not a Dorfromantik anymore. That's a stud romantic. Uh okay, what does stud romantic mean? I'm assuming it's the only word that reminds me of that is from the pencil company Stedler. You love the different biome? I do too. Too bad we couldn't see the enchanted biome. I would love to see that in my game. Uh, Now we have autumn and magic. Ooh, how fitting. We did went into autumn. Can't wait for more houses and animals to unlock. Okay, so I'm just curious, what more animals do we unlock? Because I do remember that we have the beaver dam unlock, but I don't remember seeing any beavers. Is a beaver? It is. Oh my god, I didn't realize that. Okay, like deer, swans, or bear. Interesting. Okay. Stadt is German for city. Oh. Okay. Okay, we did make a city, huh? Look at this. Look at how big we make this town. It could not compare to how horrendous this forest is. It looks so fragmented, but we did what we have to do with the stuff that we had. I consider this a success. Okay. And we have reached the 2 hour mark, and I think, yeah. Oh my god, Vigor, you're back? Oh no. I'm just gonna end the stream actually. But yeah. Vigor, I'm so sorry about that. Oh god. Um, we did get a new high score though. We got 11,000. I'm so sorry to disappoint you, Vigor, but we could not get 100k high score. 11.5% to 100k. I consider that good. It's a failing mark, but it's much better than the 10%. Slowly but surely, right? I thought that you enjoyed the game based on my focus. Yeah, I did. It's just that when when I focused too much on the game, I forgot to read the chat, and I sometimes forgot that I am streaming, live streaming right now, and yeah, that's how much I enjoy the game. It makes you lose into the whole process of placing tiles and so on like that. Really enjoyable. Um, but yeah, I'm guessing as you unlock more of the biomes, you get more options, and the more options you get, the better you have better choices and better options to put uh, connecting tiles, and thus increasing your high score. I'm just assuming here. Uh, okay. I guess that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Next week. Okay, what about next week? Next week I wish I could finish up my PNG tuber. I did try Live 2D yesterday. It was horrible. My PC cannot handle it, and that's why I have to um, rely on PNG tubing, I guess. And I'm gonna work on it this week, hopefully. I still don't know which software to use, whether to use the simplistic version or the more advanced version. Uh, what else? Continue. We are gonna continue on with Kingdom Two Crowns. We're gonna do some. Uh, what is it? What is it? What we're gonna do? We're gonna destroy some monster portal and unlock most of the stuff. And yeah, and next week on this time slot on Sunday, I'm gonna play a new game called Pseudo Regalia. Whether or not I will be continue playing that game is remain to be seen. But for now, we are gonna go and end the stream. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Vigor and Nero Stranger for accompanying me on my stream. I really do appreciate it, and it has been really fun streaming. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next stream. Goodbye.